So now we'll go back out and I'll continue the little trip around the house. Um, well, I'll step back a bit just to introduce my little garden here. This is my rhododendron, and on the other side I have my camellia, but they finished flowering now. And this is my hortensia. It's looking quite nice. Fern, and the rest of my garden's in a bit of a jungle state. Let's turn it this way, get a better view. I had lots of irises. I have geraniums. And it was very, very rainy, and it just knocked all the flowers down. They're sort of lying on the ground. But I have one little rose growing on this end. And that big green mass is a honeysuckle. It smells really nice. It's flowering right now. I have a little bit of woodstock here in the corner. And my dahlias are coming up with a few nettles right here. But I won't have time to take care of that now. I have to get going as soon as I finish this. Now this is my apple tree that I planted when I moved in. So you can get an idea. It's pretty big already. I just trimmed this huge hedge the past couple weekends. It goes along the whole property line, all the way to the end. I trimmed this side and the top with just a little pair of hand clippers and my ladder. So let's continue around the house. That's Daniel's property on the other side of the fence. Now the Christmas tree we're coming to now was one that Sophie, if you remember, gave me in a little pot before she moved to the south of France. Of course, I think you remember probably she died of a brain tumor a few years ago, but I think she would be amazed to see the size of her tree. There's my compost pile where I put garbage and grass cuttings and things. I have some wood piled up underneath that blue thing. And these are my little black walnut trees that Daniel's horses keep eating, so I just put up this fence a little higher, and hopefully that'll keep them out, because they've eaten them several times, or they'd be quite big now. I grew those from black walnuts that Andy had given me. Here's some more raspberries in the back. The back of my house isn't very pretty. It needs some work. But everything in its time. So now we'll walk down. When I bought this house, you could see down to the lake at the bottom there, but you can't even see through it now. And we have another pile of wood on the back of the house here. And there's the little lean-to. Lots of elderberry bushes, but they don't give very good elderberries. The elderberries are quite small. And this is my wood pile that I've built up this summer. I made 3 trips to Tom's house today, getting a bit that he's leaving at his house. He doesn't want, so he told me I could take what I wanted. And I bought some, but unfortunately it wasn't very good. It's really quite rotten. So there's all the wood and all my little sticks to start the fire with. And that takes us back around to the front. And then of course this is my little lean-to area. These are passion flower. It's not an edible one, but passion fruit flowers. And now behind my house, let this adjust, and you'll see all my junk back here. It's a real mess. A little bit of everything. A few things above the back wall, which is in pretty good condition because it's been protected. I haven't done anything to that. I haven't put any stain or anything on it. So, and then my car again, which is waiting for me to leave. and my entry, my driveway coming in, which I had to have put in because there was no way in when I bought the house. Here's some grapes, believe it or not, and they're actually getting grapes on them. This year will be, well, last year there were two little, we'll try and be able to see. There actually are some little grapes there. If you look closely, I can't really tell what I'm filming because it's too bright out. And then these are my maple trees. They were just little saplings that I brought back from Mom's yard. And these two really grew after I put them up here. I have some others that are just growing all among a bunch of things, so they're not doing too well. And we're walking to the end of the driveway, and I'll give you a look down and up the roads. There's my American mailbox that I never get any mail in because the mailman doesn't want to come up here. He leaves it at Daniel's house. And I have heather, and I don't know what this yellow flower is called in English. Planted all that. There was nothing. Let it adjust a little. Changes quickly. There's another little maple tree right there. It's the same age as the ones that are growing in the yard. It's just because it's so much in the shade here. And there's even one hidden back in here. See a few of the leaves there. And I had to trim my front hedge too, and that one's a little more difficult because it's prickly. So now we're out on the road, and we'll just take a look at what it's like here, looking down the street. That's going down. And we'll try looking up, but I'm not sure how that'll do because of the light coming from that direction. And that's looking up the road. And then here's the hedges. I had to trim these past couple weekends too. And now we'll get a look up into my driveway. And you can see there. So, I guess that's the end of our visit because I have to get back to Paris. Oh, and there's a little path here. You can see this is the entry of it. We'll just take a step in. And this runs back behind my house and goes around to, well, almost to Tom's house. It comes out on another little road, which is where Tom lives. So you can see it's very pretty here, looking up this path. But there are a lot of motorcycles and things that go through on it, which isn't too pleasant. Sort of breaks the nice quiet. And we're back going up my driveway. So I guess that's pretty well a complete tour. This is what you see as you come in my drive. And I guess we'll call it quits now. So I hope you enjoyed, oops, almost fell in a hole. Hope you enjoyed the visit. And I'll leave you with this view of the front of my house.